Everyone knows who won, but not everyone knows how.
We're about to ask the biggest question in a generation. In or out? And we need a leader.
We need to understand who our voters are.
Appeal to their hearts. People are feeling angrier, ignored.
Is it immigration? You could be honest. Is it race? Which countries don't you like?
New people come in, we get squeezed out.
We want to return to a time when we knew our place, when things made sense. Fictional or not. How to change the course of history.
We have to hack the political system.
Hack it.
I'm talking about altering the matrix of politics.
Social media platforms are designed to find like-minded people. Our software will locate and target people that no campaign has ever targeted before. People who don't and have never voted. 3 million extra votes that the other side have no idea exist.
This is an insurgence against the establishment.
We're going to build something
That will restack the odds in our favor.
What are your expectations, realistically?
to create the biggest political upset since the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Very large.
Yeah.
Let's take back control! Let's take back control! Now the fight for Britain begins.
You are feeding a toxic culture of fear and hate. You can't close the box once it's been opened. What's your edge? What have you found?
There is a new politics in town. One that you cannot control.
Welcome to this channel's first video. What you just saw was a Brexit Uncivil War trailer. You might be thinking this feature-length film would be a balanced and neutral portrayal of the Brexit campaign, but what we got was an virtue-signalling celebrity and 90 minutes of him non-directly telling us that the British people were all stupid idiots for voting Brexit, who all got manipulated by one guy and some Facebook ads. But who was this evil genius behind the Brexit campaign? His name is Benedict Cummings, and the film starts off with a flash forward in time to the government commission interrogating him over his involvement in the Brexit campaign. But this actually already happened. Benedict Cummings was grilled by the Treasury Committee in 2016. The reason why this is important is because most of the moans and complaints made in the film about the Brexit campaign were put to Cummings back then. Let's have a quick look.
What do you make of that logo there, that NHS logo? What do you make of it? Well, do you think it looks like the logo of the NHS?
Looks roughly like it from here.
Yes. Well, it looks roughly like it from almost any distance. Here is an NHS document encouraging you to eat better food, and you'll see that the logo is strikingly similar. In fact, they're almost identical.
This complaint about the use of the NHS logo was also used in the film.
Yep, it's good. Can't win for this. Ta-da!
Wait, that's the...
You're using the NHS with the economy, with control.
But the logo,
That's the actual NHS logo, I know.
Are we allowed to just...
Imagine their faces. I mean, if Jeremy Hunt wants to come down here and try and peel the label off himself, he's more than welcome. We'll have the cameras ready.
Everybody knows the promise of 350 million, but listening to a speech from Cummings, it wasn't really about the exact figure. It was just a tactic to get the Remain campaign talking about the fact that the UK is a net contributor to the EU.
£350 million in the NHS. We formulated it in different ways. Sometimes we said our official bill for the EU is £350 million a week, and we should spend that money on our own priorities. Sometimes we said we send £350 million a week to the European Union. The reason why we sometimes said send was because we wanted to try and provoke the rage of the in-campaign into getting into a fight about the whole thing. And happily for us, that's what they did. They tried to resist it, but in the end, they got so cross about it that they launched a huge campaign, including trying to persuade the BBC to take our bus off the TV.
What else did the film have to say, apart from hurling accusations that the Leave campaign was just pushing hate and fear? The most pushed point in the film was the involvement of Cambridge Analytica and aggregate IQ.
What it means is that we can design and distribute thousands of different adverts that vary, depending on who we're sending them to. So
your timeline will be slightly different to your friends, your moms, and so on.
And our software can test how effective certain ads are on certain people in terms of liking, clicking, sharing, and then learn how to adapt them. to improve them in real time.
In real time.
Wow, not that big a deal. Who didn't know that adverts are actually customised and targeted for you? And if you're one of those left-wing loons who had a massive freak out about Cambridge Analytica, I really just want to know why. We know Facebook uses our data to work out better adverts to target us more and uses our information. We know this. It's not a secret. So please, if you are one of these Remoaners, like the makers of this film, please pick your dummy up off the floor, put your sour grapes away, because there is a way forward. And I leave you with a message back from 2011. My name is Ben Davis. Thank you very much for watching.
You know, what ideas do you have for the future of this continent then, Mr. Farage?
Post-1945, there were some very sensible ideas put together, namely the Council of Europe. Let's have a Europe where we sit down together, where we have a free trade agreement, where we agree minimum standards on work, on the environment. We can do all of these things without a European Commission, without a European Parliament and without a European Court of Justice. We've done it in security terms with NATO. Yes, it will mean you'll lose your job, Mr Barroso, but apart from that, why can't we do things as mature democracies? Yes, I want you sacked, Mr Schulz, as well. I want you all fired. We can do those things, and that is a positive way forward. By taking away from people their ability to govern themselves and transferring that power to the European Commission, we're headed for a Europe of rebellion and violence. Let's take the democratic route.